Hello everyone and welcome to my life. Let's start from the beginning. I was born on the 9th of June of 1998, which was great because I don't really think there's a better anniversary to have because it's so warm that time of the year in Portugal at least, and I can always go to the beach, and the next day it's always a holiday, so it's really great. My parents were a little surprised by how ugly I was when I was born, and I mean that. Like, my dad tells me every time I ask him, yeah, you were really, really ugly when you were born. And to be honest, I don't blame him because my brother, when he was born, he was gorgeous. He was like an angel. He had blue eyes and shiny golden hair, and like all the nurses were just melting over him. But don't worry, because after a month or so I was kind of normal, so my parents were not ashamed to take me out anymore. As a child, I was very energetic. I was always jumping around and annoying my brother, trying to copy everything he was doing, so I'm sorry if you're watching this. And at around 4 years old, my kindergarten teacher realized that I wouldn't react to the squeaky toys that made a lot of noise. So she told my parents and they took me to the doctor, obviously. And apparently I was half deaf. So I had to have surgery. And it was a relief for them, for my parents, because this condition made me cry very, very, very loud. But to be honest, I wouldn't hear myself. So that makes sense. Anyway, after the surgery, I was fine, although I always got a lot of otitis as a child, and I cannot really go to the bottom of the pool because it gets pretty painful. Before I entered primary school, my parents got divorced, and now I had two homes. A lot of things happened that time in my life, and I made a lot of friends. Two of them still remain to this day, so yeah, I love you. I also joined gymnastics and reached the high competition level when I was 10, and I started having piano lessons, so thank you, Dad, for signing me up. Soon enough, I was to move to a new school. I entered the 5th grade, and luckily I had a lot of friends from primary school in the same class as me, so it didn't feel all that different. And years went by pretty smoothly. I did quit gymnastics. I tried swimming, which honestly was really, really boring. And I also tried playing tennis for a year or so. And when I was 12, I joined volleyball and never really stopped since. Now it's my sport. Meanwhile, my mom got remarried and our family got suddenly bigger, which was great because now I had a little sister and a little brother. So that meant more people to annoy, which was great. A few years later, we adopted our first dog, Guga, and I love him, but he did eat my favorite stuffed animal, and for that I'm never going to forgive him. Moving on to the 9th grade, the last year before high school, I had to decide which area to study between sciences, economics, arts, and humanities. I was really not sure what I should choose. This was really, really tricky for me, but arts attracted me the most. However, people used to say, yeah, but arts are for dumb people. You should keep art and drawing as a hobby. But fortunately, I had my parents' support, so I went with arts. And honestly, I quickly learned that art was really not for dumb people, but I always had that complex that I was somehow inferior. High school passed by with lots of highs and lows. Teenage years can honestly be so awkward, but I met the most special people that helped me get through it, and after 3 years, I was done. However, I did have another choice to make because now I needed to choose what college I was going to apply to. And I had no idea what I wanted to do inside the art world because high school doesn't get very deep. And my mom one day was like, your cousin went to England and spent a year trying out different areas. You should talk to her. And I did. So I was 18 at the time, but somehow the idea didn't seem too scary.